There's nobody I know that hates homosexuals. Sure, there are people that exist that hate homosexuals. This issue is not about that. And the issue of Chick-fil-A is certainly not about that in light of all of the politicians now that verbally ban a restaurant based upon the opinions of their owner. If that doesn't frighten you, you're so bigoted and so bogged down in your own worldview that you just don't see the forest despite your own individual chosen trees, because that can turn on you. On a regular basis, I eat Ben & Jerry's ice cream, but those two guys are moral buffoons. They're not idiots personally, but I disagree with everything they say, and they virtually disagree with everything that pillars my worldview and my ideology of life, and I consistently eat it. And that same thing goes for the movies that I see and just a ton of other things, because I believe in liberty. I love liberty. What is America going to turn into? Are we going to have, conservative shoes and secular extremist shoes? Is that what we're going to have? Are we going to have like conservative restaurants and liberal restaurants? Or are we allowed to think what we want and say what we want and still offer good product? Think about what's going on. That's the movement. That's why you see lines wrapping around the doors of these restaurants. The reason you see that is because there's a lot of Americans that see that secular extremism is like rust on metal. It just eats away and eats away at our individual liberties. And that is the purpose of it. This is a God-centered country by way of the people and our culture. The heartbeat of America is God-centered. It's always been that way. Secular extremists hate that and want to change it to a state, big government. We love liberty. Secular extremists love equality of outcome. We believe in e pluribus unum. All these people, cultures, mindsets coming under these principles and making one nation. Secular extremists believe in dividing us by our race, our culture, our socioeconomic status. Secular extremism, embodied in the left, hates the American ideal. That's just factual. They do not like this country, they do not like the principles that it rests upon, and they have every intention of tearing it down. Here's the proof. Rahm Emanuel, the President of the United States, former Chief of Staff. This man stands on the podium of the left. Powerful mover, shaker, legislator. About as powerful as you can be. This man says, Chick-fil-A will not be allowed to open in the city because they do not share Chicago values. Not a week later, but the same man invites Louis Farrakhan, a known bigot, a known racist, and a known anti-Semite. These aren't opinions, these are facts. This man is a full-throttle, full-throated anti-Semite, bigot, racist man. He's brought in to stifle violence in that armpit of a city. Let that marinate for a little while. Chick-fil-A, a thriving restaurant offering jobs, product to a community, revenue to a community, serving everyone equally, fairly, with respect, I might add you, an above average service level. Their values are not leftist, secular, extremist, Chicago values. Louis Farrakhan, those values, though, march hand in hand with said ideology. Now you know why you must fight these people. Because they are radicals, they are militants, and they absolutely despise the ideology and the worldview that this country was built upon, and the ideology and worldview that this country must retain and must reinstate, or it will crumble.